Hi, I'm Jess Rice. Today I'm at the Nickel River in Surrey, British Columbia. Today I'm painting the North Shore Mountains across the way here. They're just stunning today. I can see the nice snowfields in them. I can see little farm buildings as we get a little bit closer. I've got some nice leaves right here in my foreground. So I'm kind of looking for something that's in this field, this plain right in front of me, a little bit further out, and then a little bit further out. So I've got something here, over there, and way back there in my painting. So that's what I'm looking at today, and I've got that all here. I've got trees right here in the foreground, some little farm buildings and some trees back there, and then the North Shore Mountains in the background. So I'm gonna start a value sketch first, and I'm gonna transfer that to watercolor paper, and then start a watercolor while I'm out here painting in the great outdoors. My eye level line is right at the same bank across the way here. So if I go back, it's probably right at those windows of those little houses and things and those barns back there. And then everything else is above my eye level. So I need to first figure out my ratio or the dimensions of my paper. It's a 9 by 12. It's nice and wide. It's a little bit wider. There it is, tall.
Nice and dark.
So composition wise, I want to split my page into thirds, both vertically and horizontally. And then where these lines cross, those are my golden sections. That's where I want to place my eye level lines and focal points and just points of interest in my painting. So like I said earlier, I want the mountains to be really the focal point. So I'm going to have a low eye level line. Everything down here is quite low. So all my little buildings are going to be along in here. First little point of interest is there's a cute little barn sitting right here. I can see this side of it. And then this side is all lit up. So the light's coming this direction on my little object. So if I look across there, this side of my barn is really lit, this side's a little bit in shadow. Look, a little bit of barn, and he's right here on my golden section. Sits right there. Now I'm going to jump up here and put my mountains in real quick. I got a little mountain range here that's all snow-capped. Let's put that right on my focal point there. Now I can come across here. Kind of two little peaks. I think that's Golden Ears Park back in there. There's my mountain sitting back there. So I've got another golden section, another focal point. This one is my snowiest peak sitting there. These have a little bit of snow in them. Just a little bit of snow left, but there's a huge glacier sitting in this mountain peak here. On the top of it, back here I've got a line of trees. Yeah, and they go above my barn. They get higher as they go back to the mountains. I probably want to come off of that a little bit more.
Louder.
I use a kneaded eraser. Just if I take off any lines that I want. Now I've got some nice deciduous trees over there as well that are right next to the barn, and they're really nice and dark. They're just leafing out. They're nice and green. And I want to use those against my barn. So I've just drawn a quick little value scale here. I'm going to add my darkest darks, a mid-tone, and then my lights. So I just want to pick different things out in my little sketch here that have those nice darks, have those mid-tones, and then where do I want my lights? For this I have to kind of squint my eyes across the way here. I said I was going to put some leaves in here as well, but for now, I think I'm going to leave those out. I'm just going to focus on what I've got going here. I'm liking this nice, simple painting I've got going on. I can always put something down here in the foreground, like the Nickel River coming through here. We'll figure that out as we go. All right, back to my value sketch here. So looking across the way here, just want some nice darks. These trees are all really quite dark. some mid-tones that kind of come over this bushy area in front. This side of my barn is in shadow. That side's lit. Obviously the sunlight's coming this direction. There's some rocks and things along this beach. And up in my mountains, this is a mid-tone. And the snow is light. There's got a little bit of snow sitting up there. There's just some rocks sticking out. Well, my sky is also a mid-tone. And my water is also a mid-tone. The roof of my barn, also a mid-tone. Take that back a little bit. So now, on my two golden sections here are my two kind of focal points. This nice white glacier up here and the front of my barn here. I actually think I'm going to take some of these whites out here. Just going to darken up this front a little bit. Leave some kind of white rocks there in the foreground. Just a few of them, just to make it look like you're at the along the water line here. Actually, I think I'll just do just a few more lights kind of coming into there. I think gives me a pretty good roadmap to work with doing my painting now. So now I'm just going to do kind of follow this to do my line drawing. While I'm sitting here, I'll do the same thing. I'll just kind of sketch my line drawing in. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this drawing to my watercolor paper. I can do that a couple different ways. I can do another sketch, a larger sketch that'll fit this perfectly, and then I can trace it onto there. But I think I'm going to take my watercolor block and draw on it directly. I've got the time. It's a nice day out. I might as well sit here and do a nice little sketch right in my watercolor paper. So I got my value sketch to kind of follow along. When I get to painting, now I'm going to work on my line drawing.